All right, here we are for coin hunt roll reveal number 841. I was looking, I got to get my title changed. Yeah, I'll call it a plastic tube roll even though it's paper. There we go. I'll make sure I got my camera working right. I do, and here we go. We are off to the races. It's just one of those preform rolls. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we get. 1955D. Got a really nice double die, other double dies possible. We've got RPMs. RPM's a million. Okay, got nothing on the mint mark or date or on the I. Nothing on Liberty. Let's check the reverse. Let me get out to the right level of magnification. There we go. Roger, Roger. Kevin Hawthorne back again. Must have a day off today. Or you don't work the buses on the weekends? I'm not sure. You know, people got to find out where they're going on the weekends too, you know. All right, nothing on this one. So Tim, first coin down, got nothing. Coin number 2 from Mark. And Mark, that is a minor RPM there. A split upper serif, at least. A little baby split on the lower serif, too. So we'll have to hang on to this and, you know, make sure it's viable, feasible, and listable. Now I've got to find a marker through which we can identify any remaining examples. Okay, I'm going to use these die dots. We've got one right here, we've got one right here, and then we've got one right here. That all three of those, actually four, 1, 2, 3, 4, are rather easy to see. So especially that one right here and then this right here. Those are the easiest to see. So we'll use those as our marker. And then there's that slash out in front of the bridge of the nose. Die scratch there. We can use that as well to identify this particular die as the minor RPM it is. I'm going to back out again. And the reverse on this one has nothing. Hi again, Frank. Coin number 3 for Blaine. Let's see here. Okay, I see nothing. Check the reverse. A lot of big long die scratches. But nothing there. Morning, Mickey. And Farm Dog. Doing better, Mickey? Yeah. I'm going to move in just a little bit and focus this in just a little better. There we go. Checking the eye area for a double die lid. Checking the T on truss to see that there's no dangling participles coming off the T. And with no class 2 doubling in the motto, I go on around to Liberty and look at Liberty. I see nothing there. There's nothing on the mint mark. There's nothing on the date. Nothing on the I. You know, yeah, nothing remarkable on the I. So we flip it over, take a look at the reverse, and see what we have. Looks like we have a normal 1955 D Lincoln cent. All right. Next up, coin number 5. Looking in all those same places, at all those same faces, and I see nothing. I see nothing at all. It's a little struck through right there. Struck through a piece of debris. Debris. Could be an Englishman. Debris. Or is it debris? Alright, got nothing going on here. That is a double die lid right there. A double die lid. So we have a minor double die. We'll check the reverse. Nobody ever said because you get something on the obverse doesn't mean you can't get anything on the reverse, so we still have to check it, right? Okay, so this minor double die lid, most visible like that right about there. And we continue. This one for Josie. So Josie's going to get a nice little eyelid this time around. Let's do coin number 7 for Brad. Ah, there's our RPM again. So this is the RPM, little minor split serif. We have our series of little die dots out next to the D. Don't need to look at the reverse on this one because we've already seen the reverse for this die pair. But it is a minor RPM. Coin number 8, Dirty Water. Dirty Water gets 1 too. Same RPM again. $19.55 where the 955 has die breaks in each number. Keeper in your book. Yes, those do come on 1955 coins once in a while. Be watching for an exploding head die crack. Oops. I'll have to get that later. There is another example of the same RPM. Robbie's at a show and he's calling me about perhaps trying to pick something up for me, so I probably need to talk to him. I'll probably call him back here real soon. I can't tell whether this is our double die lid or not. It's covered with, oh, it is. Yeah, that's the double die lid. See, that little grime mark just totally covers the eyelid, but it's the same die. Point number 11. Mark. Mark. What day is it? Okay, this is nothing. Nut and honey. Number 12, pole. Nothing there. Number 13, shinbone. Oof. Yuck. Had a little something on there. It's gone now. It's a little die crack in the head there. Not much. But it is there. And on the reverse, this time, we get nothing. Yeah, Robbie is in my hometown, actually, Springfield, Missouri, at today's Ozarks Coin Club coin show. Once a year. Come up in October. There is another one of our RPM, little split upper serif. I'll call him back here in about 15 minutes when we finish up. Coin 15 now. Tim? And nothing there on Tim's coin. Nothing. Let's see what I have on the reverse here. Let's check it real quick just to be sure we're not missing anything. And it appears we're not. Who is we, Frank? Nanostacks. Gets another one of the little RPMs there. That is a split upper serif RPM. Number 17. This is going to be for Roger. And I got nothing. Nada. Nothing there. In Oregon. Hang on just a few minutes. He's calling me for something important. he needed some help buying a coin. So, oof. Okay, back at it. Sorry about that, folks. Once in a while. Waffle and syrup question in the last reveal. I do remember seeing that right after I stopped the broadcast. I decided not to do it because there's just not enough interest. It did not appear that there was enough interest to do it. Oh, no. It was... Somebody had a... It was a 72 DDO number 7 in a NGC holder. And I completely and totally disagree with the price guide on it. Price guide value on that would be like $300. And I said it was worth maybe $30. You just can't sell those. Not for that kind of money. I might still try. There's one of our RPMs. I might still try a waffles and syrup. Try to draw some people in with some really good stuff. But I'll have to publish a video or something about it before I do it. Hi, Dirty Water. Yeah, we've got, there's a couple of die varieties like this right here. It's a doubled eyelid coming out of this roll. There's also, there's a little lamination flake on the U. There's also a rather minor split upper serif RPM coming out of this roll. So far, grand total of about 8 coins, 7, 8, 9 coins. Our last roll was the one to see. It's 1954D. Came out with half a roll of RPMs. So far, not a whole lot out of this one, but it's not a complete skunk. There's another one of the RPMs. You see a little split in the upper serif right there. So that is a listable RPM. Yeah, the previous hunt was a 1954 D roll. Did it about an hour ago. Hitting on all cylinders today, working the roll. There's another RPM. Same one again. That one's for Mark. Let's check coin number 24 now. Back to Josie again. And this one, unfortunately, is just a normal Lincoln cent. On the obverse, let's check the reverse real quick, just to be sure. We're not skipping a beat here. Okay, nope. Coin number 25. Tim? Tim? I got nothing for you, brother. Nothing here. How about 26 for Carl? Same die. Oof. Yuck. I don't like that. But it better to be happen on a normal coin than on one of higher value. Brad. Oof. Well, we're lucky it's a normal die again. No die variety here either. Yeah, Bank of America, along with other banks. I know Chase Bank, Bank of America, and PNC Bank have all been instructed not to give out more than $5 worth of rolls to anyone. Another one of our doubled eyelids. So the I don't know exactly where they're getting their information, because I have never seen any legislation or anything official stating that the Mint was going to quit making Lincoln cents. However, it's the idea among all the banks that they're going to quit making them. And, of course, they call them pennies, so they're going to quit making pennies. And nobody will be able to get them anymore, which this is another one of the double eyelids right here, even though it's spotty. Credit union, you have to have a membership, and I don't have a membership at any of the local credit unions because, well, one of them I'm not eligible to get a membership, and the other one I've got to drive like 30 miles to get to. Another one of our RPMs. Gosh, got some ugly looking coins going on here. The Clash on Kurt's number 29. What are we talking about here? I don't see a Clash at all. This is Kurt's number 29. Look at the reverse on this. No Clash on the reverse either. But it is our doubled eyelid. All right, number 31 now, Mickey. Mickey gets an RPM. It's one of our cursory RPMs, which we have probably close to a dozen, if not more than a dozen of them in this roll. Let's check the next coin. Now this is of interest. That's all die cracks. Looks like this die was about to explode. Let's see. Do we have any mint mark doubling? No, that is a die crack on the mint mark, I believe. Huh. Interesting. I have to check the reverse on this one, just in case. Nothing there. Interesting die cracks, though. Josie? Looks like this one's going to be the, yep, doubled eyelid. It's got that big gash out of the back of the head. Yep. And congrats to Josie on getting a doubled eyelid. Brad up next. And Brad gets an RPM. This is the same RPM we've been catching throughout the roll. Another example here. Coin number 35 now from Mickey. Back to Mickey again. And nothing. This is a different die altogether than we've seen so far. So we'll have to check the reverse on this, as we are now on coin number 35, and I'm getting a die for the first time in the roll. Explosion on the reverse. Yeah, we got little die cracks all over the place here. Die chips, die cracks, but no doubling. Nope, Chuck, do this right. Looks like we made it. There we go. Coin number 36 for Dirty Water. And Dirty Water gets... Well, it's a normal coin. This is one of our normal dies that we have been pulling. Number 37. I got about 15 to 20 coins that are not RPMs, which means that I've got 15 to 20 coins that are RPMs or double dies. This is another normal one. Coin 38, Kurt Pierce. And Kurt. That's another one of our doubled eyelids right there. Right there. Big spike out of the back of the head. If we don't have this one listed, this could possibly be our plate coin. It's in a little better shape than some of the others I've seen. Coin number 39 now, Paul Hampton. Polly. That's one of our RPMs. It's a little less visible, but it's still there. Send the normals back to 1955. There you go. Let me get my time machine out. Dude, if I had a time machine, none of us would have to work again. I'd be back grabbing all kinds of stuff. A time machine. One of the first things I'd do is go back to 1909, go to San Francisco, and pull up on the bank steps where people who were lucky enough to get 1909 SVDB Lincoln cents were selling them for $1.50 a piece. How many you got there, brother? See, you have to have... See, this is the rule. On going back in time, any kind of a time machine travel that you do, you have to go back with money that would have been spent at that time, and you have to be wearing clothing that would have been worn at that time. So you have to go to an antique shop and find your clothing, and then you have to go to a coin shop or something and find money that would have been spent back then. Now, 1909, obviously I've already worked all this out. 1909, I could go back and get a bunch of Black Eagle silver certificates for, what, 100, 150 bucks a piece, or even less if I get the ones that are kind of ratty. Go back to 1909 and spend those things, and nobody would know different. Hello, Bill. Good morning to you. Coin number 43 now for Stan. Stan the man. Nothing there. This is kind of bummer. But, you know, we've got a good number. I mean, we've got probably half the roll. Close to it anyway. They're little minor RPMs or split serifs or the doubled eyelids, which we don't get this time. Yeah, so I would I'd just go someplace and get a bunch of, you know, Cole 1880s Morgan dollars and take those back with me. What are they? $25, $30 a piece? $30 a piece. Use one of those to get a brand new 1909 SVDB. I think I could do that. 64 peace dollars were never actually released, I don't think. Neither were the 74 aluminum cents. You'd have to be more, like, realistic about what you're going to get. This is a different RPM from all the others I've seen so far. Little chunky mint mark with split upper and lower serifs. So that one for Taco John had to be different, didn't you? Coin for Carl. And coin for Carl It's another double split serif RPM. So this one appears to be different from the others. Right here at the very end of our roll. Let's see if we can keep this stretch going. Coin number 48 for Roger. There's another different double split serif RPM. We're running into a whole collection of RPMs here. Do they have a 1909 club? That I know of, no. Well, you mean like a club just for people collecting 1909 Lincoln cents? Not to my knowledge. This is a different die altogether. This one is a nice early die state. Unfortunately, I don't see anything for a die variety on the obverse. Let's check the reverse. Also, an early die state. Nice early strike on this. Love it. But, not Naya. No, Frank. Here's the deal on the. I'll just tell it real quick. In 1974, they minted aluminum cents toward the beginning of the year to try to change over to the aluminum composition. There is a double split serif RPM. That's the last coin in the roll, so we're going to count them up. And as an example, a sample for Congress to see, they had minted some 250,000 of these coins at West Point, and they brought some of them in and handed them around the table so people could take a look at them. One of them ended up in the hands of a security guard outside the meeting area, and that one is somewhere. Another one went to the Smithsonian. They still have that. And that's it. No more. None more in circulation ever. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 normal coins. That means I have 24 die varieties. 26 normal coins, 24 die varieties, almost a half a roll. That is 2 for 2 on rolls today. We've done very well. 2 for 2 on rolls. And I will be back in about a half an hour with your next reveal. That one's going to be a 1955 S roll. I'll see you then. About a half an hour. Cheers.